There's a certain danger in learning to suffer and actually even getting used to it, because you suffer so much and you go through so much. You get used to it. You think it's normal. You actually begin to feel a little uncomfortable when things start getting better. You don't believe it. You start thinking this is just a setup for the next painful thing. And you start just living with this pain as your best friends, part of your life. And doesn't mean you don't like it, doesn't mean you don't hurt. It means it's normal. And when situations happen that are meant to feel good or take you away from that pain, you don't really take advantage, or you don't believe it, or you don't think it's too good to be true. And I myself, I can only speak for me in the painful situations, especially later on and more recently in my life. I found that you really have to turn that pain into power. That's all I can do, is take those painful situations and live through them and turn them into something powerful. And obviously I wish things were different and I had everything I would want. A lot of my suffering is from missing things and people that I wish with all my heart I would have with me. And I don't. And I used to fight against that. I used to go, no, I'm going to make it happen. Or I used to try to find a way. And it was painful. And then you're like, you know what? I'm in pain with or without. So, I might as well stop putting myself in the painful situations that cause more pain. And turning that pain into power is, I miss my kids, for example, and a lot. And I suffer so much. And for a while, just the thought of them, I would miss them so much, I would throw up. It was painful. I didn't want my life, like I was ready to call it quits. And now that the pain is gone, but I've repurposed that pain. I've found ways to deal with it. Some positive, some negative. At the end of the day, there are all distractions to not go into that painful place of having lost what I had. And just, like if I go in that, even now, right? Like even just how I reflect on this, even just going down that path, my mind's conditioned to go into that dark, painful place. So, I've been channeling my pain into power by volunteering. I have a nonprofit now where my aim is to help. I mean, anybody that needs help, but mostly kids. Like if I'm not going to have access to mine as I do right now, there's so many kids out there without a father. And I'm not saying that I'm going to be able to be every kid's father, but if I can help one kid a little bit, since I'm not able to do that with my own, then it distracts me from the pain that I feel, because the pain doesn't go away. I just happen to channel it now into power. And kid that has lost his parents, when you experience these kids and multiple kids, as I have, changes your perspective. And it's a different kind of pain because it is also painful. I feel their pain. I'm able to not put myself in their shoes, but I feel like, imagine like how painful that is. And in a way, that pain helps my pain. I hope I'm making sense. To me, I am, but I know it's a complex topic because pain is a complex topic. We don't like pain, but pain is so necessary. You need pain. It's like a GPS system. It's an alarm system. It's a guidance system. Pain is what tells you, ouch, this hurts. Don't go that way. Or ouch. Or, the pain, you go to the gym, pain lets you know that you either worked out a muscle, or pain will let you know that you got an injury from, pain is the guidance system to keeps us alive. I wanted to share that because if you're going through pain, as you will, you have, we all do, we all will. It's part of life. But if you're going through that pain and you just happen to be searching around like I did, or I still do sometimes, for something that makes sense, and if this is making sense to you, my advice is turn that pain into power. You sit there thinking about why it hurts, where it hurts, how to make it stop. It doesn't make it stop. Turn that pain into something that's powerful. Just take that pain and volunteer somewhere and help someone that's going through their own pain. And when you start seeing people in pain, you realize there's worse out there. Because if not, you think, why me? Why is the worst happening to me? Why am I this victim? No, there's people out there suffering with no end. And doesn't mean that your pain will go away, but you'll learn to manage it quick. And then you'll be distracted by helping someone else go through their pain, that it'll help you deal with your pain even better. It's the only thing I found that has really helped me, especially stay away from, there's other ways of dealing with pain that are negative. Maybe I'll go into that at another time, but I've also have looked for distractions to not think about my pain, except those are temporary and they don't solve any problems. When you focus your pain and you transform it into power. And when I say power is that you helping someone, you creating something that is helpful, that is productive. Still painful, but at the end of the day, you feel way better than distracting yourself with things that are not positive. So just putting this in my journal here. So if one day it helps someone, one person, I've done my job. Hopefully, you deal with your pain, you find your way and you share that as well. If you have dealt with pain and you found a way or how you turned it into power, I'm always looking for that. So let me know. I'm always looking for new, better ways to deal with painful situations. So peace.